Well, it looks like there was a Pfizer warrant that was put out um, to cover Trump's activities with his Russian friends. Um, it looks like that air attack that Trump did was um, probably Russia's idea. Called Russia first. He didn't he didn't follow procedures like he was supposed to. Um, it's gonna be really bad. I don't I don't even have anything else to say because it's been exactly what I've been saying is happening. It's happening because it's already was stated like September that that they were investigating Trump's people. Um, but we do have a man in the White House that unwittingly uh, was working for the Russians. Matter of fact, the Russians don't really have any respect for him. Um, you know, um, because of some of the things that was said by them. And like you always wonder why these con families, like I say gypsies. That I really don't know any gypsies, but gypsies. Anyway, there are such criminal style families, and their whole thing is everybody else is stupid because people don't know they're stealing from them, or um, but that's their whole gist. But you can look and listen to what they say, and you could hear that they don't comprehend their stupidity, but they're very quick at trying to point out somebody else's problems. Um, Trump started off with quite a bit of money from his father, more than most people do, and he could have, I guess he could have took the opportunity and in time that he invests like in his Trump University or his Trump stakes or his Trump casinos. Uh, uh, he could have took out the time that he did trying to con contractors by not paying them and not paying his workers. And so they act like because the people that they hire they could dog them out. That makes them smart because they don't have enough money to get a lawyer to represent them because the Trump will just keep spending money. So the Trump family is sort of very dirty, very corrupt, very they have a long history, and there's even proof of that of them being in the sex industry. Sex industry is a dirty industry where it's blackmail and embezzlement, uh, uh, where it's the sex industry is full of disease, treachery, um, is drugs, children pornography, pedophilia, murder. There's always murder when you're trying to cover up somebody you think is so important. What I always like is like with Bill O'Brien talking about, oh well, I got a family and kids. Nobody's talking about your family or your kids. They're talking about your behavior when you're away from your family or kids. That is in such a way that you don't respect your family. You definitely don't respect a woman because if you had any and you don't have any and you're nasty. Because if you was worried about your family, you'd be worried about the STD you could bring to you. And there's a lot of men around here that are single that think they're pimps. They all single now over here because if they short on Christmas, who goes out and pulls a couple of tricks to get some extra money, you know? Or if the man, wants to have a couple of side chicks on the side, who's the one that he brings home his STDs with? Because oh, I can't use a rubber with my wife, you know. Anyway, and so there's a lot of disrespect that you have to have to be the type of people that the Trumps are, or the Kirshner, or whoever her son-in-law is. There's a certain type of uh, inhumanity that you have to have. It's sort of soulless, sort of uncomprehension of what the results of your actions are, or you just don't care what the results of your actions are. Like, oh, we're gonna go bomb some make believe airfield that Russia's okay for President uh uh or for that orange man, whatever, Trump, for that trumpet douche, uh, so anyway, I can't even talk his name. It's so disgusting. But there's a lot of very unattractive, very disgusting looking, uh, uh, in the way they talk to women is, you know. But like around here, there's a few women that, and they're butt fuck ugly, but they chase after men so quick, and what happens is, and then the man gets real mad because what happens is she gets pregnant, you know, and back, like I'm talking about older guys, still with them, for all these years, but because that wasn't who they wanted to, they just wanted to have sex with something, and this was the easiest thing. This butt fuck ugly bitch threw herself at him, so they have no choice, you know. So some of these guys, they end up marrying him, but they got a second woman on the side that's supposed to be so cute, you know. So I'll just look at them, but I don't know. The situation is really. I mean, and then he got the Supreme Court guy in. And the Russians wanted this guy because this guy has no comprehension on how devastating his rulings is to the fabric of our Constitution. He's such a race, and that's the whole thing as Russia's using and our other enemies use, like China, on us, is that a racial hate for our own people in our own country is greater uh, than a unity that we have, which we don't have. That I was looking at something and it was showing Russia, and they're showing Russia tech industry, and then with the so anyway, and why we're busy retarding our children growth, dumbing down our children, and feeding them food that it encourages diabetes, and does not have enough uh, nutrition in it to to really help mental growth, especially at the young age. Um, and that's what people in the sex industry, and that's what a lot of people that don't like, they attack the children. They attack the children in our country by our school system, attack our school system, destroy our school system. And what's the best way um, to mess up our school system? Take the free schools and now charge it. Start it off with like coupons or vouchers or something like this. Then later on, if we could phase out, because like, why shouldn't people be responsible for the education of their children? In the same just, why shouldn't our government take more responsibility in protecting and educating and making sure our kids have a fine nutrition value? Because like as it is now, they were showing these Russians, they, what I'm saying, we could go over there, with $400 and have a marvelous time, right? Right? Uh, so they go from like $1.75 an hour. They'll hire them like in the Silicon Valley or some other high tech place, and then they go like averaging $22 an hour. So these people go from $1.75 to averaging $22 an hour, and that doesn't make them respect Americans. because they're doing that because we don't. Our school system is not pumping out people that can take these jobs. We have our prison privatized, so we have to have a certain amount of beds filled because the market is running that. We have to have percentage. You know, and it's a high percentage of the kids that come out of high school. You got a high percentage that drops out, and you got a high percentage that when they come out of high school, they can get a job from being in high school, and they can't afford to go to college because the colleges has been raising their rates, so expensive. But college can't pay for their football players or their basketball players that bring in revenue. So the money is not coming back. It's not trickling down to the poor, and the money is being kept by the rich. I don't ever heard of Trump having any organization that maybe helps orphan kids from Syria get relocated. I mean, you're afraid of the adults, or at least some feeding program for these people that are coming out of these war areas. Or anyway, I haven't seen no humanity in Trump. Only thing they're trying to do is trying to prove that Obama was bad, and you could hear how with Spencer talking about World War II and Hitler, how ignorant, and and these supremacists are the ones that watch that History Channel where they only show Hitler shit over and over again. So he should have known that Hitler gassed people. They should have known about Vietnam and napalm. Okay, he should have known about these things because you're in a position where not only are you obligated to have some debriefing by other people in the White House besides your little coonies. You could tell that Spencer's not prepared. And let me tell you something. It's not the American people that's going to notice. This is China that's going to notice it. You know what I'm saying? He's talking, Trump's talking shit about China and North Korea. He really should leave fucking North Korea out of his fucking mouth. North Korea was devastated enough. I don't know why anybody don't, put out an olive branch to him and be nice. But if you start shit, Trump, there's, what I'm saying, you're not playing with the guy that's doing your yard. You're not playing with the maid. You're not playing with the chef. You're not, what I'm saying, Korea don't need you, Trump. And China's like, yeah, what you gonna buy without us? You want to set up an example, of your loyalty and your patriotic to the American people. Open up a manufacturing store here, company here, and pump out your ties. You want Ivanka's clothes to be sold here? Open up a factory here. You're gonna make jobs. Bring your business that's overseas over here. Don't do con games like Trump University. Don't make shitty wine that nobody wants to buy like Trump wine. Or Trump steaks. Seem like they've just from what I heard, your steaks is like they just got freshly killed humans out of the morgue or some shit. Anyway, they gotta impeach Trump because the spies that he's brought into the White House administration, because of his poor and horribly business that he already has. He's a horrible businessman. That's what I mean. He's a horrible businessman. He doesn't comprehend anything, and his kids are like a lot of us seeing people like that, privileged kids that really are too arrogant and to themselves. Their heads is too far up their own ass to not smell the shit. Anyway, the whole family is just a disgusting family. Very disgusting. Disgusting in how they treat people, disgusting in their business habits, you know. Um, and and then they're all in bed with Russia. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Russia's using them. Russia thinks Trump is a moron. They literally think that the man has a mental problem, just like everybody else that has been. Now that that we're looking at him day to day, we see his problems, and you see that his problems that he has, his mental problem, extends to his children. Because he was probably at a very young age, at the children's very young age, you know, was able to dictate to them his thoughts and stuff, and they're just corrosive thoughts. They're non-productive thoughts. They're of a selfish, arrogant, narcissistic, double-binding, schizoid man that's incapable of learning. He's incorrigible. you know it, Anything new or relevant to the situation in hand. He cannot solve a problem. They cannot even give you a list of their political policies. They can't even, everything's like we got to do it behind doors. It's because they can't think. They probably got to call Putin and say, Putin, what would you do? Oh, China, what would you do? Because they can't think. Because you would not fire on Syria like that. You know what I'm saying? You would not insult the Germans. You would not insult Australia. You would not insult Mexico. You would not insult people that are our neighbors and has been the friends of the United States, unless you want, Trump's gonna make money because he doesn't care. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't care how he gets it if he has to steal. Look at his procedures. We got clean coal. Everybody I hear is when I say, well, we're in Memphis, we got clean coal. They just look at me and they're like, really, really, clean coal, really? People over here dropping dead. People breathing oxygen. I got a good friend over here that helps me out greatly. He's on oxygen. You can't have a carpet and breathe coal. Anyway, if they don't get this man and his coonies out of office, and it's up to us. We got to vote these Republicans out of office. Their ideas and policies is not one that's gonna help grow America, either morally, financially, or even making us look worse in the eye of the rest of the world. And it's bad enough the rest of the world thinks it's a bunch of stupid Americans, you know. And they think it's stupid Americans because you're attacking our own children. We're jeopardizing our children's education. Oh yeah, let's get more policemen in Memphis, but let's take all the money from our education system so they can have overtime. Make sure the police have new cars, new Dodges, right? And we'll just feed these kids just like the parents don't even care what we put in their food. They feed them ramen noodles, and I'm not talking like the fancy ramen noodles, that you make at home from scratch, using chicken broth and stuff like that. I'm talking about the powder shit that you sprinkle on these little noodles here with your MSG, which is, and don't forget to get some hot links that make sure they're nice and red. Get you some hot dogs and never mind. I don't know. I would not feed a child the shit that they feed a child if I wanted to have a strong, healthy tomorrow. Kids with good immune systems that with their brains getting the nutritions that they need to during these critical developing years, but instead we cause permanent damage to these children, not only by the whooping, uh, um, by the sexual abuse, uh, by the lack of information that we're giving these kids in such a situation, about us blaming the kids for the sins that was already here before they got born. So for calling kids bad before they could even talk. That's all these parents around here say, "Oh, he's so bad. My child's so bad. My child's so bad." And you're supposed to agree with them. I'm like, no, you. In my mind, I'm thinking, no, you're a low down piece of dog dirt. If you can't, never mind. It's a lot easier to hurt small innocent kids. Hell, you could pick them up and toss them. So, but so we don't have a future for our kids tomorrow because we're not giving them what they need today, especially when it comes to keeping them healthy. Um, a lot of the diabetes that these children are developing, diabetes too. Um, and I know these kids are like they'll play basketball or something like that, or play football, and they get out there and really work a little bit, but they don't have the continuing uh, exercise. I had to like my dad used to jog, and mom and all of us had to go jogging too with him. Nobody wants to do that by himself. So like we did exercise as a family. Like people used to play softballs. You know, even the women. You'd be surprised. The women and men had to work together and they did things together. Now I guess the women supposed to just work 40 hours a week, come home, uh, and then hurry up and cook for some man so he could sit around and play video games or masturbate in another room. And that there is why I'm single. Because you know what? If you can't cook and you're a grown ass man, I guess you starve to death waiting on my ass. Shit. And I don't have no ass. You asshole. No, only play. And somebody asked, I want to see my asshole. I'm like, I've already showed it, you dummy. Like, he must not have been American because he didn't get it. It was like, in other words, fuck you. The last thing, like, oh, you shy because you don't want to, expose yourself and talk anything about sex. That's what the boring. That's why I don't hang around people around here. Only thing they do is talk about who they fucked and who they didn't fuck, and we just burying people left and right. You know, over, but whatever. You know, this is my sanctuary. I don't allow anybody in here that I got that's gonna make me feel uncomfortable. Because you in my house and you think you're gonna make me feel uncomfortable, you're gonna find out something. You know what I'm saying? I got some strength left. I gotta go work out. That's a little hard as a rock. Probably can't tell. I don't know. Oh. But anyway, I got any man my size in my way, bitch. Female too. But these tall ass motherfuckers, they they say the taller you are, the harder you fall. Anyway, but no, I don't really like to deal with because like such two faced. Just like the church are talking about, don't drink any liquid alcohol. Well, Jesus drank wine, so it's good enough for Jesus. It's good enough for me. Good night. This is and let's see. Trump's been investigated by the FBI with Pfizer. That should not have been leaked. But Trump people are leaking this shit, trying to make everybody else look bad. You can't look you can't. Nobody looks worse than the Trumps do now. And I don't care if you did marry Miss Universe or you've been fucking models and all your kids come from models. Let me tell you something. There's nothing uglier than a disgusting, nasty, inhumane, double binding Trump.